All right, hello everyone. A couple of my friends asked me if I could do a little message from your guides because they're kind of seeking some wisdom right now about what they should do. So I just decided what a really good opportunity because I just got a new deck and it is actually this one right here. It is the Sea Journeys Oracle cards. I'll link it below. They're super pretty. As you can see, all these came from the same deck, but they have different backgrounds, which is really cool. So we're about to use it for the very first time today. So we'll get to see them kind of all together. I've looked through them, but I haven't found every single one. So this is just going to be kind of a quick read, what you need for right now. And feel free to kind of meditate on these cards while you're doing that. If you have any topics that you would like me to cover, like love, next 3 months, career, if you really just like these messages, please let me know in the comments below because I kind of want some suggestions on what you guys like the best and what you would like to see more of. So you've got pile number 1, 2, and 3. And just to help you pick, I am going to put some objects on right now. So there you go if you want to choose with the objects. Again, 1, 2, and 3. So go ahead and meditate. If you're torn between a couple of different piles, you might have messages in both, so you might want to watch both. And feel free to click the description below and find your reading for this video. Number 1, you actually chose probably my favorite pile. I'm a little biased. I just found my grandmother's little blue pin. One time I was at her house and I told her that I liked this pin and she just took it right off and gave it to me. So I just thought it went well with the sea cards, and maybe you've been kind of needing some grandmotherly energy. So here is a little bit of what you might be needing in this message. Okay, so your first card is the pause card. It says, may moments of calm sustain you. So what I'm getting from this is possibly that you've been a little bit go lately, and I'm sensing that you're not really comfortable in that. Like you keep wanting, like, I don't know, there's like something unfinished with you. There's something going on where you feel like you need to fill the space and like either constantly be busy, or you feel like you need to act or something. You've also got the wild card. It says, may you express all that you are. So I'm also sensing a little bit of like feeling stifled. Again, like maybe the things that you're doing aren't really fulfilling you as much as they should. So you're feeling like a little bit stuck. And it's kind of funny that these are a little bit like opposite, but very similar at the same time. What else did we get? We got ease, effortless. So I'm kind of wondering if you've kind of been feeling just, I'm getting a restless energy from you. Like you're not really 100% sure what you should be doing. But when you are doing the thing, or you're like kind of, you're on your path, it's going to feel effortless. Like you're going to enjoy it. You're not going to feel kind of stuck, because I've been hearing from some people, and it's always fun for me to see who gets which pile and who picks which thing, because it's like, I feel like a lot of people that I know are very stuck right now and they're just kind of trudging through their day to day. So I think just meditate on that right now as we're kind of waiting for the next cards to come out. There it goes. Whatever your path is, whatever's going on, and whatever you kind of may have been thinking about and wondering if it was going to come out in this message, know that that path should be easy. Of course, we're all going to have challenges, but it shouldn't be something that you feel like completely stuck in. You should be able to be yourself. We've also got powerful. May you be as potent as the ocean. So that path is going to be powerful. And we've also got imagine. So this could have something to do with creativity. It says, may you look beyond what can be seen, and kind of maybe something that you have been thinking about that you haven't shared with that many other people. We're going to go ahead and move on to, we'll get a little bit of tarot in here and see if we can get some clarity on what you might be thinking about or what message you might need. But I'm thinking like there's just I feel like there's like some energy below the surface with you. There's definitely something going on. And always feel free to comment and kind of like get that out. I always respond. Or just like it if it's resonating with you, just so I know. What else does group 1 need to hear in this message? Oops, we just had a bunch of cards come out, so I'm gonna wait for them to come back out again if they are meant to come out. Oops. Okay, this is interesting. So you're gonna be celebrated for this thing that you're kind of thinking about, that you've kind of been trudging through, and I think you're good at it. And you know, it may not be for the thing that you are doing right now, the thing you feel stuck in, but overall, like, you are going to become unstuck is what I'm getting. And you're going to be a lot more content. So that's really good that we kind of have a little bit of like some stuck energy. And what's so funny is this one tried to come out earlier and it came out with a bunch of them, and I asked for it to come back out again, and it did. The King of Pentacles is like the ultimate contentment card, where like all of your hard work is going to pay off. So just know that even if the thing you're thinking about seems like it's like way too big and there's just like way too much and you have a ton of anxiety about it, just know that it is not too much and that it is not too big, but it is causing kind of a little bit of anxiety in your mind for sure. But if you let that go, and just kind of like pour the goodness that you have, like all the passion that you have, because what's so funny is I was just talking to someone today and they're like, I just don't have passion for my work. Like, I don't like get up in the morning and feel like I want to do it. And I think that's really just kind of ironic for this pile, because that's kind of a lot of what I'm feeling, is that you have something kind of brewing that you feel like for your job you would so much rather do, but I'm almost getting that you're like having a lot of anxiety about it, and you have for a long time, that you're like, that's not a job, that can't support me. But I'm almost getting like the sense of, you know, it's like that thought of like, well, if you start now, then you in a year will be glad that you started. So that's kind of what I'm getting from that. It's kind of been percolating for a long time, and it's something you've really been thinking about, but you never thought could sustain you or be your job, because it's like a little bit out of the box. Oh my goodness, that one flew quite a long ways. Sorry if that audio just got weird, but kind of had to lean against my mic there. And so we've got peace here, which kind of goes with our very first deck, and it kind of fits in that ocean theme as well. I think kind of letting yourself be at peace is almost the message I'm getting. Like, I think in order for this energy that you need to have to flow, you have to be at peace with it, and you have to stop kind of like butting up against things, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like I don't think we have any other messages in that deck. It feels like you're just kind of like trudging along, like doing things because you have to. But again, I think doing something that you feel might not necessarily like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. We've got creator water, and then we also have one step ahead is all you need, because I think like maybe you've been getting overwhelmed by like everything that you would have to do for this thing to be a success. And I think what this message is telling you is that it doesn't have to be everything at once. Like, it can just be kind of the little things, just like one step at a time. Whatever this thing is, it's kind of like you do feel that little spark of passion. Like, I can almost feel it, like just whatever that little thing is, it's in your chest that you're like, oh, I do love this though. I think that's what just came out here. That's what you need to pursue more of, even if it's just little steps. And we also have Rise. This is one of my favorite cards. It has like a phoenix on it. So it's almost like a little bit of a rebirth. Like, you are going to rise and you're going to do this thing, even if people are like questioning you, even if people don't understand it, you are going to do this, and you can do this, and it's going to make you so happy. We've also got Balance, which makes me think that maybe you've thought about this in the past, but you haven't fully like given yourself over to it, kind of a thing, because you're kind of worried about the outcome. I'm just feeling like a little bit of worry there. We've also got Soul on Fire. So really what that spark is, like what gives you that spark? What makes you feel like, yeah, I would be excited if I woke up in the morning and that was my job. Like, I would be completely over the moon. I don't know why this one really felt very job and inspiration based. We didn't really get a whole lot of cards for like relationships and things like that. But if this resonates as a relationship instead of a job, and on this reading, then feel free to take it that way. But this is kind of interesting, like grandmotherly vibes, like, you know, like encouraging. That's really what this message is that we just got out of here. It was just like encouraging vibes to hopefully help you move forward and just try that thing. Oh, this one like really wanted to come out, so I'll just pull it out. It says manifesting and doing. So maybe you've been thinking about it. Maybe it is time to kind of let it start happening for you. So group number 1, I hope you enjoyed this little mini message and hopefully it gave you some clarity on something you've been thinking about. Like I said, definitely feel free to let me know in the comments if you would like, and subscribe and come back for more videos every single week. So group number 1, I'll see you later. Good luck, and thanks for letting me do this reading for you. Bye. All right, so group number 2, you chose this really pretty kind of like sunset or sunrise card with pyrite on it. Let's see what you need to kind of hear or focus on. So yours says beauty. May you perceive nature's artistry afresh. Interesting. So let's see what else we need. But right off the bat, I'm kind of getting, there's almost like you've been seeing things like a little bit differently, or maybe you kind of need to change your perspective of beauty. I'm almost sensing like a self-esteem situation, possibly. Let's see what else we've got. We've got powerful. It says maybe as potent as the ocean. Group 1, we just had a really quite interesting different message, so we'll see if it continues with this new deck that we've got here. Let's see what else group 2 needs to know. Oh, okay, that took a second, but now we have a few at once. So let's see. So we've got joy, which is may you pursue what lights you up, which is so funny because that kind of goes with pile number 1. So if you were confused or like kind of torn between the 2 piles, I would definitely watch that one as well. And then we also have receive. It says, may you know you are worthy of the gift. So this one, I'm almost sensing like when we first got the beauty card, it made me think like almost that you've been a little bit down on yourself. Yep, we've got the balance card here. This is a really pretty phrase. It says, may you find equilibrium in motion. So it's interesting to me that I'm almost feeling like you're feeling a little bit, like we had the powerful card too, feeling a little bit less powerful than normal. And I think you kind of stepping in to see your true beauty, what you have to offer. It doesn't always mean outward beauty, but it can. Let's move to a different deck here because I feel like this is going to be kind of a little bit more of an obscure message. So let's use some tarot cards to see if we can get a little bit more clarity on what this message is for you. Group number 2. Maybe you're already resonating with something. I'm not sure. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, so I think you are feeling a little bit of kind of some conflict and maybe some distance. Like you're having, I don't know, like there's something going on where you're having like a self-esteem issue almost. And maybe like you're trying to hold on to something that you once had, like you're feeling a little bit nostalgic emotionally, like maybe you're looking back. I'm almost sensing you're like looking back at pictures and looking back at things from your past, possibly even like looking back at relationships, romantic relationships that you had, and kind of comparing yourself to what you looked like then, or like who you were then to who you are now. And I can sense that's really something that kind of weighs on you quite a bit, and that you're trying to kind of like reconcile that. I'm sensing you've done quite a bit of development since this kind of nostalgic time that you might be thinking about, and this feels like a very specific message for a couple of specific people. So if this one doesn't really feel like it's resonating, then feel free to pick a different pile, but I'm really sensing that there's somebody out there that needed this one because this one does feel a little bit more obscure than some of the other ones. So let's go ahead and keep getting some more cards for this, because group number 2, if this is resonating with you, let's see what we can get here. Ooh, okay. So we've got the envy card. It says, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. But what I'm sensing is like you're almost envying yourself. Like you're almost envying like, oh, 2018 me, or whatever it is. Like whatever that person had earlier in your relationship or in your last relationship or something like that. And it's almost like you're trying to tell yourself to have more discipline, like, oh, just do this and like you will get back to that place that you were at. But the thing is that, again, you have developed so many in like so many other ways. That person who you were isn't going to serve you now. But I can completely understand the feeling of wanting to compare to yourself or to other people. Like, I'm almost sensing like some of you might be comparing yourself to like your partner's ex or something and wondering if there's something going on there. I'm getting some denial, like maybe you're not seeing the situation clearly or what's going on. Okay, yeah. I think this is a pretty clear card to get here. The self-esteem card itself actually came out. I don't get that one that often. But I'm sensing there's something here that's like really kind of dragging you down a little bit. And I sense that you've had so much success, and I'm sensing that you've grown so much out of that situation, but you still are having trouble every once in a while, kind of like looking back at the past and kind of just like, I'm feeling a little heavy. Like I'm just feeling like you're feeling a little heavy and you're not sure if you're ever going to kind of like live up to the past. So let's get a few cards. Group number 2. What does group number 2 kind of need to move forward and get themselves into kind of like a different space from where they are now? What does group number 2 need to know? So funny, we got this one from the other one. Also, these colors are really matching up. It's so funny. So really you need to free yourself emotionally, and it seems like you've been through a lot. I would say in the last I would say like 5 to 6 months you've been through a lot of changes, and a bunch just came out, but this one was the one that really came out. The King of Cups. So you've really been doing some kind of reflection, and you are almost there. You are really almost there to like more of a serene thing. So this almost feels like you have been here before and you've just been kind of like meditating in it, and you're like, I know this isn't really me, but it feels like that. Doesn't take away the fact that it feels difficult to get through. Again, yep, this card, the World card, just confirms that it's like, it's either kind of like an all or nothing, like it ebbs or flows for you. Like you're either doing really well with it, or you're just like can't get out of it, can't stop thinking about it, kind of a thing. Like okay, what am I supposed to do here? So I think overall what I'm getting from this is that you're almost through. You're so close. And we've got move beyond intention to believe. So what I'm getting here is I'm seeing that you have intentions, like you have every intention to move forward with this, and you've really been thinking about how to move forward and how to get out of it. And like, wow, that was quite a bit. You know, kind of the truth behind it is what I'm getting. But just kind of getting to this next level and like taking a deep breath. We've got Creator Air. So this makes me feel like, okay, I feel a little bit lighter with this card coming out. Like, all right, things are going to get lighter quite soon. This is a really good self-esteem card. You are epic. So you are worthy. You are epic. You don't need to compare yourself because you are better than your past self. This is a really lovely other message too from your guides. You are magic. So you are light. You are epic. You are magic. It's just a really nice, like reassuring message from your guides that everything is going to be okay. I'm just sensing to see if there's any other decks that I feel like I need to pull from. But I just feel like this was quite, like things just really quite turned around there pretty quickly. Let me see. I'm going to use the Mystic Mondays deck just to see if there's like anything else that you guys need to know. But I feel like, yeah, things are going to turn around quite quickly. Like you're on the cusp of being able to kind of work through this as you've needed to for a while, but it's okay. Really another message I'm getting is it's okay to kind of like sit in it. Like don't feel bad, but just don't stay there forever. Like let yourself feel it. If you're feeling those self-esteem issues, like do the things that make you feel happy, but don't beat yourself up. Yep, King of Cups in another deck yet again. Just trust yourself, trust your emotions, let yourself feel it, and you are working through it. What's this one? Oh, We also have the Magician, which really goes with you are magic. So you're working through it. You're working your magic, my friend. And we also have Two of Swords. So what I'm getting here is that if this is about a relationship, which it kind of felt like it was at the beginning, you've had a lot of anxiety about this, but what I'm getting is that you do not need to have that anxiety about that relationship because this person, like, it's not even on their mind. And if you explain to them kind of what you're going through and like you're having those worries, those self-esteem concerns in any arena, or that you're comparing yourself to their ex or the person you used to be, I don't even think it's on their mind. I don't even think that they have noticed any of that, or if they already are aware of the situation, like it's not apparent to them in the same way that it is apparent to you. So don't worry too much about it. And group number 2, I just want to say good job. Keep on doing the best for you, and I am really, really proud of you based on the message that I'm really seeing here is that you've done a lot of work. So group number 2, I hope this resonated with you. And please let me know if it did down in the comments, or just give it a like if it resonated for you. If you don't want to say everything, but I am responding to everybody right now, so feel free to write a comment below and we can connect. So group number 2, thank you so much for letting me do a reading for you, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye. Okay, group number 3, let's see what is in store for you. So your first card is Fluid. May you shift and transform. Okay, so interesting. We've got transformation kind of as your beginning card here. The first 2 piles were really interesting and kind of specific messages. So if you were feeling torn between any of the piles, definitely feel free to go back and watch those after you watch this one. See what resonates, leave what doesn't, because it's been, I don't know, it's been an interesting night tonight. All right, group number 3. What else does group number 3 need to know? What is their message tonight? Okay. Oh, interesting. We just had a few cards flip, and this is my first time using this deck. So we've got Fluid, we've got Reflect, May you discern, and Distill. Interesting. Okay. We also got Alive, May you delight in vitality. Okay. And the other one that kind of popped out was Resilient. May your soul weather the storm. This one actually, I'm just gonna like kind of pull this one out because this one kind of half came out, but I kind of feel like it goes with the message, is Belonging. May you welcome yourself home. So I'm almost sensing like you're getting a fresh start here. Like something's going on where like you have kind of transformed. You've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I think I'm almost sensing like you've got a second lease on life for some reason. Like you're beginning to look at life in a different way. Like you've had to overcome these challenges. I'm almost sensing like you've done a lot of like alone work lately. And as always, if any of this is resonating, feel free to just comment it below because I'm responding to everybody and I love to connect that way. And also, it's interesting to see if other people are kind of going through the same thing. We had 2 come out at once here. We've got Persist and we've got Compassion. So it says, may you tend to the suffering and may your ripples build the swell. Yeah, so it's almost like something is building, like you've kind of had, I'm getting like you've had a few different things happen. And let's get a different deck here to kind of get a little bit more detail on this. But I think you've been doing a lot of work, group number 3. I'm sensing like you're tired, but you're like ready to keep going to kind of build something new, if that makes sense. And I hope this is resonating for you. Let's see. What else does group number 3 need to know? What is their message today? What do they need to hear? Let's see. Ooh, magic happens when you most expect it with the card 4-4. So this one's always interesting because I think that you have been working hard for something and you are finally kind of going to see the rewards of it, is what I'm getting here, group number 3. And if 4-4 or 4-4-4 or just 4 is like one of your favorite numbers, please comment it below to kind of concrete the fact that you are moving forward and you are claiming all of the magic that is going to come for you. Find your sacred flow. This really truly kind of goes with it. That you have really been doing the work to find your flow. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. These all kind of go together and they all kind of came out together. This one says bliss is worth creating, and then it has from, and then it has for crossed out, and it says from. So this one is kind of interesting. Like, you have had some challenges that you've had to work through. I can definitely tell group number 3, where you've had to kind of like rewrite things, and you've been like, oh, is this ever gonna end? Like, am I ever gonna get through this? But what's funny is you've got your find your sacred flow, and then you've got find the sacred flow of yes as well. So what I'm getting is that you have kind of like, okay. Sorry, sometimes the messages come so fast that it's hard for me to get them all out. But let me start with the first one that I was going to kind of talk about. So essentially, I'm getting that you have been through so much, and it's almost like it wouldn't let up. Like, it was one thing after another, and like you kind of had to go back to the drawing board, like one thing after another. And you're kind of wondering like, okay, so when am I going to be done kind of learning these lessons? Like, I feel like I just learned a lesson, and people are like, oh, don't worry, like it's going to help you grow stronger. And you're like, yeah. So I feel like actually I've been growing stronger and getting through these lessons for some time now. And like, I'm tired of it. When is it going to be my turn to just enjoy life is kind of what I'm getting from you, especially with this, like when you most expect it. Like at this point, you're like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be my time. Instead of having to like kind of constantly redo things. So let's kind of, this one just came out before I could ask a question. Let's see. Yep. So you've been through a lot. You've had some anxieties, and you've definitely kind of had some retreat and spiritual growth, where you've had to kind of take this time to yourself. And what I was going to ask before that card even came out is, what does group number 3 need to know about moving forward for the future? That came out so fast. Oh my goodness. Okay, 7 of Wands. 7 is one of your favorite numbers. You're seeing 77 a lot. 777. That's another message here. 7. Oh, and as I'm talking, what just came out here? We've got 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is interesting. Like, it's kind of like this ebb and flow. This almost reminds me of group 2 a little bit, where it's like you've been working really hard, and you've had kind of like a lot of change and instability in the past few months. I'm almost even getting like past few years for you, that you've really been having this change and instability and just stress. But you've really learned, again, like I said, you've learned quite a bit. So I think this is interesting. And I think sometimes you kind of fall back to that and you're like, oh, again, this is happening again. But you have grown. You've kind of grown. Like, you've learned how to kind of handle these things. And look at this picture. Look at this image. I'm going to bring it a little closer for you so you can see how she's truly like meditating. Like, she is in her own bubble. She is protected. She is not going to let anything get to her. And I feel like that's kind of the resilience that you have built for yourself. Even though it has been one thing after another and it has been really tough, you have this has just been the crucible that you have needed. Anyone have to read that junior year of high school? Let me know in the comments if so. But also what's interesting is this has kind of helped you find your people as well. Like, it's helped you find the people that you can truly, truly rely on, because I think that they're the people who have stuck through this with you and that you feel like you can talk to about it. And if you kind of feel like you're not totally sure about that yet, what I'm sensing here is that your people are really coming for you. Like, you're gonna have that, and you're gonna kind of feel a little more social than you felt. I know we've all been a little antisocial the past couple of years, but that is gonna be changing. We also have 6 of Swords here, which really shows me that you are going to kind of be free of a lot of this anxiety and stress that you have been feeling. And I kind of want to get a time for this. Like, when is it kind of going to be, like, when is group number 3 going to be coming out of this? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this might not be answering this question, but we do have the Lovers. So what I'm sensing almost is we'll get to the timing where this is all going to happen in just a second. But group number 3, I'm sensing that you might be the person in your friend group who might be single, who is constantly working on themselves. I say that with air quotes, but you really are working on yourself, and you have been for the past few years. And I'm sensing you just haven't connected with someone the way that you've been looking for. And I think it's because you've had to go through this journey and all of this soul growth, and really find your people before you find your person, if that makes sense. So let's see. Let's go ahead, and I'm sensing your person has had to go through things as well. Like they have not had the easiest time either. So it's almost like you kind of had to go through this on separate playing fields to be able to help each other and relate to each other. And I always get, like, the question just came to me like, well, why couldn't we have done it together? And it wouldn't have been the same outcome. That's why. Yep, you've really had to retreat. This is the Hermit. You really had to retreat. And this was necessary. Like, I don't know, maybe this is answering the question if, like, after I said all that, you said, like, well, did I really have to go through all of that to get here? And the answer is yes, that you really had to do that on your own. There's no way you could have come out the same way if you did it with someone else. So let's get some time here. I don't know if the cards don't always let me, but I'm just going to ask. There's no harm in asking. Oh, let's see. All right, time-wise, so we've got 3 of Wands, which is pretty quick. So I would say in the next, like, 3 weeks to 3 months, things are going to be changing for you. So this video is timeless, so you can kind of count, like, 1, 2, 3, how many months from now. I think you're going to be possibly meeting your person around that time, and kind of welcoming them into your life. Don't, like, do the thing where you're like, oh, is it them? Is it them? Is it them? To, like, every single person that you meet, because that might ruin the magic. Just, like, let it happen. I don't think it's going to be exactly 3 months because like your guides like to be mysterious, but I think that they want to give you a sense of hope that it's not going to be forever. It's going to be fairly soon. So we will do another love reading pretty soon, so you'll get to kind of maybe get some more details on this. And I am opening up for personal readings, so if you are interested in possibly getting a love reading to kind of get more, you know, of a specific message for yourself, just check for my contact info in the description box. And I only open those for a short amount of time, so feel free to do that, or just come back for another pick a card later in the week. I'm trying to get tons more out to you, so let me know in the comments what you'd be interested in seeing next. And group number 3, just keep up the good work. You've been doing a fantastic job, and I'm really proud of you. Keep your chin up. It's all going to kind of keep moving forward for you. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I'll see you again soon. Bye.